Hello everyone, I'm Vai Pooja Chowdhury from India, and today I'll be talking about surgery in space regarding the health center as a part of 95th virtual analog astronaut mission at Habitat Marte. In this talk, we'll be covering from various aspects from internal design, machines technology, possible resources to generate in situ resources or the resources transported from Earth, the organizational structure, the position, profile, and duties, the astronaut training program, YouTube videos to train astronauts, the resources needed for 1 week, guidelines to be provided to other facilities or the entire station, specific protocols and routines of the health facility, protocols of safety, protocols for occupancy and entertainment, protocols for food microproduction, and protocols for 3D printing. Technologies and outputs that could be applied to here back on Earth, guidelines to be applied to daily life on Earth, and the impact to sustainable development goals in the end. Starting the presentation with internal design. Our health facility would basically consist of three levels, with the first level consisting of the surgical OR, the operation theater, and the second level consisting of outpatient clinic, the OP clinic, where usually the non surgical cases are attended, the non emergency cases. And third is the research lab, which is level 3. Here, the research would be going on over a vast varieties, like starting from surgical research options like the keyhole surgeries or the laparotomies that could be researched on animal models like rats, to producing drugs in this pharmacological unit out in Mars. The surgical OR would consist of a trauma pod with the robotic surgery component, and also this, as you can see here, are the surgical instruments. The thing with surgical instruments is in microgravity they tend to float a lot, obstructing the surgeon's view. So we could solve this problem by like a magnetized table to which the OR instruments would stick so that they would not interrupt the surgeries while in microgravity. This is an OP clinic, just a diagrammatic representation for attending the non-surgical cases and the basic first aid or basic life support cases. And this is the research lab where we would be working from 3D printing to production of our own medicines out in Mars to testing out various surgical approaches on animal models. Moving to applied technologies, machines and technologies necessary for operation of installment are a fully equipped OR, surgical robots, 3D printers for surgical tools and genetic printers, diagnostic technologies such as ultrasound, MRI, X-ray machine, telemedicine, wearables for monitoring regular health status, customized manufacturing like radiation shielding bacteria for production of vitamins and minerals, harnessing plants for biomedical factories. The wearable gadgets, as you can see here, this is an example. It would measure the blood oxygen levels. This shirt would measure the heart rate and electrical activity, which is ECG, electrocardiogram. It would also measure the breathing rate and volume, the activity level, the skin temperature, and also the blood pressure. In this second image, you can see the mouth mounted center for sensor for wireless monitoring of food consumption by an astronaut in a day, the breath sensor, the mouthguard biosensor for salivary monitoring of metabolites, wearable microfluidic device for colorimetric sensing of sweat, wearable biosensor for simultaneous monitoring of sweat and interstitial fluid. Possible resources to generate in situ are transported from Earth. The resources that could be transported from Earth are the sterilization equipment that are needed for our level 1 OR, surgical OR, medicines which cannot be produced or cultured out in the space, intravenous fluids, medical devices, laboratory research equipment, chemical elements and raw materials for local production and research on medicines, Indian medicinal herbs, which have huge medicinal properties that could be grown through food microproduction on Mars, and resources that can be cultivated in situ are medicines for plants, blood, and some intravenous fluids. Management. The organizational structure of our health center would include a general surgeon, a, a general physician, a nurse, and a research technician. The general surgeon would have the duty of performing any trauma or any emergency life-saving surgery in the OR. According to recent studies, it suggests that if a crew of 7 members were to live on Mars for 2.5 years, there would definitely be a surgical emergency for every 2.5 years. So, it, that study shows that it is important for a general surgeon to be on a crew for Mars. The next is a general physician to attend the OP, regular monitoring of the astronauts' health, and to attend the non surgical emergencies. The role of the nurse would be responsible for regular periodic monitoring of the astronauts' health and assisting the doctors as needed, both in the OR and the OP clinic. The research technician would be to aid in the OR to help with 3D printing of surgical tools and food microproduction in times of need. The astronaut training program would consist of the medical staff at the health center should have registered medical license and should be well trained to work with most common psychological conditions in space. In addition, the non medical astronauts should be trained to perform CPR. Every astronaut on the mission should be aware of the basic and advanced life support. There should be periodic monitoring of the psychological impact of space on astronauts' mental health through daily surveys that would be taken at the initial beginning of the day and the final survey at the end of the day. In case of any change in mental health is observed, there should be an intervention through telemedicine, such as counseling sessions or therapy for the astronauts. YouTube videos to train astronauts. I would like to play a short clip. This is from the NASA's YouTube channel.
NASA astronaut training, spacewalk.
Is this audible? Okay.
NASA VR 360. Welcome to the Neutral Buoyancy Lab at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. NASA astronaut training, spacewalk. NASA VR 360. Welcome to the Neutral Buoyancy Lab at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. This is the largest indoor pool in the world and contains a full-scale replica of the International Space Station with a support staff and a control center. Assisted by a team of support staff, our astronauts practice here for their upcoming missions to the ISS.
This is just like a trail sam. I would link the video again. I would share the link of the video. And this is just an example of how the astronauts are trained at the NASA facility in the Neutral Buoyancy Lab. And the resources needed for 1 week are so basically, there would be an automated software that would calculate the diary requirements of every astronaut, specifically tailored to their body needs, like depending on if the astronaut is male or female, depending upon their height, weight, and specifically to their physiological body needs. You can see here the three different varieties. various ready-to-eat foods, the international variety, the convenient kitchen equipment that's available at the ISS, International Space Station currently, the food tray with magnets, the food warmer, portable water dispenser. And the last option is the food delivery from Earth. Guidelines to be provided to other facilities on the whole station. First, it is important to fill in the daily initial survey at the beginning and final survey at the end of each day and send it to the health center personnel. It would help in tracking the psychological changes and other variables that can affect the performance, which provides health center with information to improve astronauts' quality of life. Do not skip exercising every day as it is important for the astronauts' mental health as well as to keep up with the musculoskeletal system. There is a lot of muscle wasting in microgravity environment. So to prevent that, it's important that astronauts exercise for at least 2 hours per day. Do not skip sleep and relaxing. Do not forget to sanitize. Always keep your wearable and other monitoring gadgets in place. Our health monitoring system helps us to keep our astronauts safe and healthy. Reach out immediately to the health center if you feel ill, either mentally or physically. The protocols. Specific protocols or routines of the facility are for the health facility with astronauts on board would have to follow the schedule as exercising every day, sterilizing surgical instruments, researching various surgical methods in microgravity, working on tissue and organ culture, research on how organ transplantation can be done in space because this is a new arena and it has never been researched before. Research on how birthing can be done in space with increasing number of male and female astronauts and hopefully someday we living on Mars and Mars colonization happening. We need to know how physiological changes occur in a pregnant woman and what are the consequences in case you have to operate on an emergency cesarean or emergency delivery. Protocols of safety are the OR has to be sterilized at all times. Surgical instruments should be magnetized to the table so that they do not float around while the surgery is going on and do not obstruct the surgeon's view. Pre flight training on emergency safety protocols for both medical and non medical astronauts. Basic life support training is a must. Proper disposal of chemical and biological waste. This is nothing but the surgical waste should be properly disposed, and the pharmacological waste that is left over after the production of medicines should also be properly disposed. Proper radiation shielding. Radiation, like I cannot stress this enough, the radiation is the primary and the most serious threat to human spaceflight, not just on Mars, but in future, if we would be entering into the deep space exploration, also the radiation aspect has to be dealt seriously. Protocols for occupancy and entertainment. The entertainment for the crew can be watching TV with Netflix and internet access, exercising, video calling their family, listening to music, reading books, astrophotography, cool and fun research experiments that they could show the world from Mars through video call, and the VR headset. Protocols for microfood production. The key role of micro production is for nutrition and medical purposes. These are the two main reasons. A small vertical garden can be used for growing micro production of foods essential for nutrition, containing micro and macronutrients. It's important that the astronauts have a healthy, nutritious meal 3 times a day. A garden can be grown with the common Indian medicinal herbs with medicinal properties that can be developed into pills. Medicines can be ideally made in the pharmacology lab of Research Area of Health Center, Level 3. Protocols for 3D printing. 3D printing surgical tools and equipment, towel clamps, scalpel handles, and toothed forceps, medical devices for diagnostic purposes, and research equipment. Spin-offs. Technologies and outputs that could be applied to Earth. 3D printing surgical tools and medical devices and telemedicine are something that could be applied to here back on Earth. Especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen the tremendous importance and the benefit of telemedicine here on Earth too. Guidelines to be applied to daily life on Earth. Guidelines for social isolation can be applied for our current COVID 19 situation all across the globe. Guidelines for regular exercise, guidelines for proper and healthy nutrition, basic life support training for non medical and general public, guidelines, knowledge, and awareness on providing safety and health in regions with limited access to medical facilities, guidelines for sanitizing after returning home every day after work, contacting emergency services in case you're ill or experience any symptoms of COVID 19, guidelines for isolation in case you're infected with COVID 19, like an astronaut does, reaching out to services if you feel the need for mental health support. The impact to sustainable development goals from our health center would be quality education, good health and well being, gender equality, industry, innovation and infrastructure, which is goal 9, responsible consumption and production, which is goal 12, and climate action, which is goal 13. These are my references, and you can contact me through my mail ID or through my LinkedIn profile. And I would like to thank Habitat Mate and Professor Julio for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.